A ver, ¿dónde vamos, Mía?
Riverwalk.
Riverwalk.
Vamos a comer.
Walk. Mira.
Está amarilla.
Ah, su madre, qué pinche. ¿Quieres ir al Cigar Lounge? ¿Dónde Cigar Lounge? Ah, su madre.
Mira qué bonito. ¿Estás en vivo?
Piratas. ¿Dónde estábamos en México? ¿O estamos en Houston, en San Antonio?
¿A dónde vamos, Mía?
No, ya se fue.
Al otro. Vamos a tener espacio, vamos a tener oportunidad de escoger el asiento que queramos.
It's your stuff. Welcome aboard.
Arriba. Mira, mi mamá allá arriba, en la punta, y yo acá. Yo aquí en esta, para grabarlas.
Yo al menos.
So we're below that.
¿Dónde estamos, Mía?
En Bow River. Llegamos al Paseo, un tour del río en 30 minutos.
Muy bonito San Antonio. Estamos aquí en el Riverwalk, en una lanchita, y nos van a pasear a todos. Muy bonito San Antonio.
I still don't know how to get to the
Muy bien.
Us to the right-hand side, there is a sign that says Saltgrass. Now, the building that the Saltgrass is in, it does have a name, and it's going to be known as the Casino Club Building, everyone. Yeah. But don't get too excited yet, folks. It's not a casino. No, it's never even once been a casino, despite the name literally being the Casino Club Building. Back in 1927, this was a private club for the German settlers who came here at the time. The Germans wanted a place where they could come. Open its doors. Right over here on my right-hand side, those rainbow-colored umbrellas known as Casa Rio opened up. Now, back in those days, not only were you being fed by this restaurant, you were also getting your boat tour from them too, because they're actually the original individuals who owned the gondola boats here along our river. And to this very day, this is still a family-owned and operated establishment here along our river. Now, we are going to be bringing our boat to a quick little mandatory stop right here, folks. Now, so far during this tour, we have been in a natural river. We just built the Riverwalk around it, but the river itself is natural. But once we take this left-hand turn right here, we're going to be entering a completely all man-made portion of our river. Now, we built this part of our river back in 1968 for our World's Fair. Now, this World's Fair, it was going to be a very big deal for us here in San Antonio. It was going to bring down thousands upon thousands of new tourists to our area. And we needed a quick, convenient, and easy way to connect where the World's Fairgrounds was being held, which is further up the direction we're heading, directly down into our main Riverwalk bend, which was right behind us where we were prior during the tour. And what better way to connect those areas together than with the river itself? So that's why this little man-made portion of our river exists. Now, I do want to use this time, I want to talk about a common question we get asked here along our river. It might just be one of the most important questions of all. And that's how many people a day on average fall into the San Antonio River. Now, it is estimated that about 2 to 3 people a day do fall into our river, but while in my 3 years of working in our main downtown area, I've actually never seen that happen myself. Instead, all I've ever seen. Now, back in those days, that building I just pointed out was actually the CPS building. It's where you pay your electricity bill. but nowadays we know it as the Drury Inn Hotel.
Locura.
Now to my right hand side, this is where I picked y'all up at, known as the Aztec Theater. And that's because, well, right over here to my right is the Aztec Theater. Our theater opened its doors back in 1926 as a silent black and white movie theater. One of the most popular places to be at its time. But eventually, over the years, with the decline of those types of films, the Aztec Theater shut its doors. But luckily for us, we saved the building from demolition. We reopened it up as a concert venue, and that's what we still know it as to this very day. We host all different types of concerts right within its doors pretty much every week. Now, unfortunately, we are kind of coming to the end of this tour south from here, and had everything pre-put inside the rooms. Bed frames, mattress, bedsheets, pillows, bedside table, TV, all of it, in each individual one of the rooms, before they were driven over here on flatbed trucks, then with giant cranes lifted up and stacked, one on top of one another, quite like you would a gigantic Lego box set. Down the tunnel to the right-hand side, it's actually what we call modular construction. And our Hilton, it actually holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the fastest hotel built of its size today. Given 9 months to do so, it only took them 202 working days to complete this entire Hilton. That's roughly only about 7.5 months. Now to my left-hand side is going to be our La Villita, our little village here on the river. Now, back in 1722, this is actually where the Spanish soldiers stationed at the Alamo had built their settlements. By the 1800s, a lot of French and Germans actually joined them in their settlement area. And you can still see a lot of the architectural influence they had throughout it to this very day, because we do have quite a handful of those buildings from around that time period still left standing up there. But nowadays, the La Villita is known as the Historic Art Village. Houses all different types of restaurants, galleries, and shops. Now to my left and right hand side, this is going to be known as our Arneson River Theater. To my left are the seats, to the right is the stage. Built back in 1941, a completely all outdoor venue. Hosts all different types of concerts, shows, and events throughout the year. But a lot of people commonly recognize this stage from a movie. Many of you all the way up until 2001. But by 2013, that's when that Western Art Museum took over. Inside are Bristol house things such as Santa Anna's ceremonial sword, Pancho Villa's last known saddle, as well as a fully restored stagecoach. Just name a few items inside. Now this bridge we're about to go up underneath, a very low-hanging bridge on our river, is known as Press. Unfortunately not. They usually say it's something with a deep emotional meaning he can return, usually not something materialistic like a phone. Now once we cross out from up underneath these trees, we will be looking to the prop of the boat. One morning it was left open, I walked upon my boat, not looking where I was walking, and I just walked right into it, and fell through it, into the San Antonio River beneath me. Now don't worry, the boat was not moving, it was not on, we were in the marina, so all I did was just fall through the hatch door into the water beneath me. Now I do want us to turn our attention to my left-hand side. I want you to look up at the very top of this hotel to my left. It says Marriott at the very top. Now this is our Marriott River Center. Built back in 1988, originally right where this Marriott sits was a very historic Fairmont hotel. Built all the way back in 1906. Now I know what you might be thinking. The Fairmont's not there now. Why am I bringing it up? They must have destroyed it, built room for the Marriott. End of story, right? That's actually not what happened. In 1985, instead, our city said, no, you're not destroying our Fairmont. So instead, they moved it. They picked up the entire Fairmont Hotel out of the ground, placed it on 36 dollies, all with roughly about 8 wheels each, and with tow trucks slowly rolled that entire hotel to a new location where it still sits at today at the corner of Alamo and Nueva. That way, the Marriott could build where it wanted to, and our Fairmont Hotel would be safe from demolition further away from here. Now, straight ahead of us, I'm sure we noticed this little statue. She's holding a star, known as the Stargazer, newest addition here along our river, put here in 2022, done by a Mexican sculptor by the name of Pedro Reyes. Now, she's called the Stargazer in order to represent all of the indigenous people of the past. They gazed at the same stars we still gaze at today. And she is going to be...
Vamos a saludar.
Vámonos a la bestia.
chulo.
Chicanchón.
Creo que Emi se ha puesto ese perfume.
Cómico.
Oye, creo que Emi me regaló ese perfume y yo dije, no he olido mucho.
Que estaba está todo madreado.
Acuérdate.
Yo tengo un parche en la cabeza.
Claro, me ves. Me hubieran dado visitas.